Well, hi. Come on in and sit down. Oh, I'm just reading Tales from the Riverside by Larry Landgraf. You haven't heard of Larry Landgraf? Oh, the wonderful book. I was just about to start another story. Oh, sure. I'd love to read a sample to you. All right, let's do this next one right here. That son of a bitch Harvey almost got the best of me. Oh, this has got to be a wonderful story. It's 2 a.m. on August 26, 2017, and here I squat on the toolbox of my truck, holding onto the ladder rack for my life. The water level is up to the toolbox, and 3-foot waves are crashing into my back, driven by 140-mile-an-hour winds. Hurricane Harvey is at its peak now, just coming on shore. I'm on the nasty side of the storm, the right front quadrant. The outer edge of Harvey's high wall band is lashing at me with all his fury. Heavy rain is pelting my backside, cold and stinging my skin, even through my shirt, alternating with warm waves breaking onto me and into the side of my truck. Debris carried by the water is hitting me in the back and head often. A constant stream of water runs down my face, and the scream of the wind drowns out all other sounds. There is nothing I can do but hope this will all work out for the best. An hour earlier, I was trying to sleep in the hallway, the strongest area of my home. I reset my alarm every 30 minutes so I could check the water level outside. At 1:30 a.m., there was no water in the yard other than a small puddle from the rain. At 2 o'clock, 5 feet of water and waves lashed at the side of my house. I had no fear of 140-mile-an-hour winds blowing my home down. I built it with my own 2 hands and made certain it would stand up to any hurricane. I had no fear of rising water because I built the house to take floodwaters. But what I did fear was the waves hitting the outside wall. Tons and tons of water slamming against the wall could, and I feared would, take the wall down, much like having your feet kicked out from underneath you. I did not know how much higher the water would rise, but even a couple of feet could collapse the wall. The place would fall like a house of cards, and I would most surely die. That is what I thought was going to happen, so I decided to leave. I grabbed a duffel bag, quickly threw some clothes in, and stuck my phone in my pocket. Picked up a portable LED light and made my way to my truck parked in the driveway. I cranked her up and turned on the headlights. The water was halfway up the driveway and I headed to the road towards the main highway and higher ground. I have been through many floods over the years, and the water had never been up to the Guadalupe River Bridge on Highway 35. I figured I would park and ride out the rest of the storm there. I estimated the water on my roadway to be about 1.5 feet deep and saw that I would be driving downwind to the highway in safety. No problem, I imagined, as my truck had a diesel engine and could take deeper water than if it had a gasoline engine. I had driven through more than this on at least a couple of earlier occasions, back in 1967 and again somewhere around 2002. Both times the water came all the way up to the windshield of the vehicle, and I made it out then, so I wasn't concerned over a couple of feet of water. As I turned the corner out of the driveway and onto the road, however, suddenly everything disappeared. All I could see was water. The water on the road and the water spray from 140-mile-an-hour winds, creating a fog-like mist thicker than any fog I had ever seen, and I've seen some dense fog in my life. I stopped. I knew the general direction I wanted to go, but if I continued, I would be driving blind. There were no waypoints, only water and mist. If I were to stray to the left, I would end up in 8 feet of water. If I strayed right, I don't know, but still not good. I think for the first time in my life, I panicked. I laid the phone down, which was on my lap, on the console between the seats. When I did, somehow the phone dialed my son, who was in Guam on a job at the time. I managed to tell him I'm in the water and I made a mistake. I'm going to die. At this point, the phone went dead and I tossed it on the dash. Oh my, this is going to be a messy story. I'm going to need a spot of tea. How about you?